Alright, hello everybody, welcome to the DravenVerse. Today we're doing a little reaction video to Cat and the Blue Hat. They're a YouTuber who does really good informational videos. So we're going to go ahead and give a look at the video here. I watched it earlier today, I really enjoyed it, and I had some a little bit of follow-ups to be said when it comes to comparing to this to other gacha games and expectations and surprises and things to look forward to the future. Everybody knows about the character releases and some of the event releases, but there was a lot of quality of life changes and a few just general freebies and stuff that came along the way that was very pleasantly surprising. Alright, so I did notice this when I went to play. Anybody ever go over to this calyx and like go to interact with it, but it's like you can't because you're in combat? They fixed it. It's not a big deal, but it's nice that it's there. Like, that's a little thing that I would have not brought up to the production team. Hey, guys, we got to fix this. But they fixed it anyway. This one I didn't notice that the Mars-struck soldiers had some wind shear resistance, but they don't anymore. And the Disciples of Sanctus Medicus Shapeshifter no longer has shock resistance. These aren't things that I ever really noticed. But I wonder why they took it away. Maybe it's because there's like trash mobs on the field, or maybe they just didn't want the content to be as hard as it was for some of the other players. This is a big one. Okay, there a lot of calculations were done on Silverwolf because there's not a lot of Nihility characters out there where people are really focusing on effect hit rates and effect resistances. So it says the effect resistance increment of enemies above level 50 has been significantly nerfed. And it says above level 50. So in the late game content, now we're going to have to like reassess these numbers and figure out what your minimums effect hit rates you're going to need for your new characters like Silverwolf. So the numbers are run on the old system, and so they'll be more generous now, which I think is going to be a welcome change, especially because of some of the nerfs that Silverwolf herself got. Let's see. This one. I was complaining about this one myself, and specifically this guy. I had like 500 and something shield from this location, and nothing to do with it. So now the shops and all the stores are going to have this 2,000 credits for 20 of your shields or Herda tokens. So at least you get to use it on something. So like I turned in my 500 shield a day, I got like 24,000 credits. It's not much of anything, but at least it's something. It's not just currency that's going to sit in my inventory forever and never be used. So this was another change. I was like, nice welcome change. Thank you. I did notice this when going to the data bank. It's nice to have. I don't think anything too much of it, but I guess for the people who really want to listen to voice lines and stuff, or if you want to do a little bit more lore on characters. This was a nice cute little change too. They're not stagnant anymore. Alright, so when you go to your character select screen, they're going to do their idle animations. You can check them out from different angles. I thought that was kind of a neat. Again, no one asked for this that I'm aware of. I didn't read it in the Reddits or in the community forums anywhere, but here it is, so why not? And it's just little care like this that's really made me happy with this game. This one was a little bit of obnoxious, but I didn't think to complain about it. That when you were running, you switch characters, it made your character stop sprinting, and then you had to activate it again. So that's not a thing anymore. And this aspect right here is one of the things that I am most excited about. Yeah, sure, the event, but old events that have passed. Alright, I can't tell you how many times I've been, on Twitch streaming and doing FGO and be like, I missed the first 2 years of the game's launch. I really wish I could go back and get these old characters or these old items or just experience the content that was there because they won't rerun it again. And then many fans are like making up excuses. Well, they blah blah. There's a way that if you spend a bunch of this currency, that you can get this one event back. I'm like, okay, so they put up like 3 events that have come out over the last 6 years. That's not an answer. So I don't know how long the conventional memoir is going to be up here, but I love this so that when new players come through, they can experience the events that have happened, get some of the rewards. Now, as far as I can tell, you're not going to be able to get all the rewards that we got when we first played through, but some of the baseline rewards, you'll be able to get it, you'll be able to play, you'll be able to have a good time, and even if you make ult accounts, it's still going to be there. So as I say here, these events can replay them, but cannot claim rewards if they've previously claimed them. So I love this idea. And for when new players come, they get to those little droughts, there's so much more for them to do. This was another pleasant surprise. I logged in and found this today. So you get, extra few little jade for finding unique blessings and curios and stuff like that. They did it for events. They did it for unique events too. I had done 36 of them, got 720 Stellar Jade. They didn't have to do this. Now it's a new thing for me to know. There's like 2 I haven't gotten yet, so now I have an excuse to go back in here and start collecting them. It's like, okay, I figure out what 2 I'm missing. I do know I had some friends complaining about this. Then Simulated Universe. You want to use the same characters again, it'll remember the last characters you used. So you don't have to click the 4 times to rebuild your roster. I've had friends talk about that, and problem solved right there. The enemy navigation feature. So if you're a full clear guy like me who gets on and full clears fairly regularly, none of these resources matter to you. But if you're more of a casual player or a person who doesn't want to do the grinding, is just waiting for new content, this is fantastic for getting what you need. Not only did they make it to where you can hunt down your characters, or your new enemies to get the stuff that you want, once you've defeated one, it's going to automatically mark the next one on your map for that same resource. This is a little quality of life change too. Now when you teleport to any of your calyxes or ascension material battles or boss fights or anything like that, when you get there, it's going to automatically open up the screen for you that says, boom, here you go. You don't have to go in and find and click on it. This one I discovered today by accident. I went to go click on my latest one. Now it's going to collect all of them. I don't know anyone who was complaining about having to click on each of your rewards, but now you don't have to. The chat feature has not been enabled as far as I've been. This feature's exact release date will be announced later. So I was thinking about this. I use Discord. I'm streaming on Twitch. I'm doing things like that. I couldn't really think of any use that I'd have for this because I feel like a lot of people in this game who might be playing with each other or communicate with each other already have other means to do so. But not everybody's a hardcore gamer who uses Discord and all that. So it's a nice feature for them. But then I thought about something that should be kind of fun to do with your friends. Like how they show here, they're sending little emotes back and forth. I really enjoy getting on every day and getting a text message from one of the characters that are in the game. And it's a little bit of flavor and it's a little bit fun. Maybe I'll just randomly send some friends some little messages in there, kind of like a be in character kind of thing, or just to be playful. I have no other reason to use it, but I thought, hey, maybe this will be fun. And maybe other people will look forward to logging on and seeing what little silly thing someone sent them. As far as the Lost Trotter mechanic, this one had been mentioned, but it hasn't been talked about a whole lot. So that one means more for people like me who full clear on a regular basis. Today, first day of all this being out, I ran it. I made a marker of every time I fought a Warp Trotter. So full clearing the Herda station, I got 4 times. Doing Urillo, I got 16 times. And doing the LeFou, I did 18 times for a total of 38 experiences with the Warp Trotters. Again, it's random, so it's not going to be 38 every time. But I also took a look at what you're getting out of it. So there's a bunch of secondary resources for crafting and leveling your characters. But none of that means anything to me because I have so much I'll never use it all. But what I did get was an extra 7,800 credits today, which may not sound like a lot, but if you're full clearing like I am, you're doing it for experience points and credits, and you don't get a lot. But we just got a roughly 20% boost in daily credits just because. Yeah, as far as the readable items, I don't actually know what all that's about. New NPC dialogue with Qingzu. Um, I spoke to her a few times, so it's kind of nice to. I don't know if you guys noticed, but there's like hidden quests throughout the game, and fun little hidden dialogues, and just adding to that makes me happy. Energy regeneration rate stat information. This was less useful than I was hoping it would be. But for the people who want to dive deep into it, we have resources to tell us this information. But they added a informational bit on there, letting you know basically when you do things, it increases your energy regeneration rate. But it says, however, certain energy regenerating effects won't be impacted by this rate. Which ones? I'm thinking like when a light cone says you get 8 bonus energy when you do a thing, or when a character says get 6 bonus energy for defeating an enemy. I think that that's probably what they're talking about because they said using abilities, defeating enemies, or taking damage. So I assume that those numbers are the ones that'll be affected, and the singular numbers that are added from secondary effects like light cones and abilities probably will not be affected by this. But they just kind of leave it open ended. Some things won't be affected. Alright, that's nice. What things? Um, yeah, so they updated some standardized end battle content across the board. Now, they said that they made 42 performance, visual, audio, animation optimization changes. I haven't seen a lot of them. Here, they just kind of go through. They cleaned up a lot of bugs with light cones and animations. Up to 120 fixes and bugs have been taken care of. The new location is supposed to be open already, even though we haven't gotten the event yet. I'm looking forward to any kind of new location like this. Right now, your characters kind of convene sometimes on the star rail, and like you meet up and you get little stellar jade from them sometimes. I feel like I hope that they start implementing some of these other non-combat related areas to have more of these opportunities for these meetups or for the daily quests. So one of my biggest complaints about this patch was I wanted new main storyline. I It's one of my biggest draws to this game. It's well performed. It's direct and concise and motivating, and I've loved it. This is the best opening 1.0 of any gacha game or free-to-play game that I've ever played. So when I saw 1.1 had no more new story, I'm like, yeah, we're getting events and we're getting new storylines for characters, and those are all nice and all, but like, I want to keep going in there. I'm like, I feel like it's not going to be enough content. But they did trickle a long list of events for us, and I like kind of the spacing they have in here. So I see the first one is Patch Day. It runs for, what is it, about 2 weeks, about. Then the next one starts a few days later, overlaps. I like there's a little overlapping of events, especially because the first event is pretty quick to get through. I also like that not all the events are based on just go kill things again. I like that there's other things to do because it makes it a more comprehensive game outside of just the combat. So I'm looking forward to see how this limited time event works. Especially that one's going to be a slow burn. You're not going to be able to just clear the whole event the first day that it comes out for the museum, it seems. And again, those events, hopefully, will get added to that roster of past events that people who missed it can go back and do. I really hope the Silver Wolf Light Cone will still be on there for people, because once it's gone, is there ever going to be another way of getting it? Will it get added to the regular pool? I haven't seen any information about that yet. I don't expect them to let us do planar fusions or the Calyx overflow or anything like that. That's not going to get added to the roster of prior events. But all the other stuff that, like this one right here, the Stellar Flare, which comes out late June. So basically when the other two events have ended, they're going to shove in a nice little piece here for us to get extra equipment and then transition into another normalized event. Garden of Plenty, that's what they're calling it. So this is where you get double calyxes, which is always nice and fun. And then Lab Assistant in Position. this is the one I think used the radar gun, which, by the way, they talk about like using some sort of item to make it so that you can like find these enemies and rate them and then do battle with them. That radar gun is actually the one. It sounds to me like the one that's a curio inside the room where you first start the game. Silverwolf says, "Hey, they have a gun that measures your power level basically from 0 to 100." It sounds like we're using that. And if your character goes and talks to it, they're rated at 82, I believe it is. But just a little bit of throwbacks. I think that that's fun. Gift of Odyssey. Odyssey? Um, I am hoping that this is going to be reoccurring. We got one at the game launch, 10-day or 7-day login calendar for a 10 pull. We're getting one on 1.1. It lasts for the duration of the patch for the most part. It looks like it ends a few days prior to the patch, but I really hope. I mean, we all want more rewards all the time. Of course, we all want that, but this is like a very positive move forward and a little bit less predatory with the amount of free rewards they give us for it being a gacha. Stuff like this incentivizes the low spenders to spend a little more, and the full free to plays to be like, well, maybe I'll get the login calendar, or maybe I'll get the battle pass. So I think in the overhaul of it all, I think it'll be more beneficial to the company to continue to do stuff like this. I know that might be some copium, but so far they did it for 1.10. They're doing it for 1.1. We have no evidence to prove that they will continue it, and nothing to prove that they won't. It literally hurts them none at all, makes everyone happy, and in the data of other gacha games, it shows that when you do stuff like this, it makes people more likely to spend more. So, sounds like it's only in their benefit to continue to do so. These are the new companion engines we mentioned earlier. Getting 4 of them is nice. I don't have access to all 4 of them right now, so I don't know if they're trickling them in over time or if I just have to hit a few key markers to make them function. Daily missions. I find these kind of, I don't know, endearing. When you go to Belobog and you help the understudy for the opera find out about her idol's favorite things so she can try to embody the actress more, so when on the days that she will be able to perform, she'll be able to channel that better. There's all kinds of fun little missions, so adding new ones will continue to add flavor. I know most people that come to my streams and stuff, they just skip through all of it. I've read them all, and I've enjoyed them all so far. So getting a couple more, especially ones that send us back to Herta Station. We don't spend enough time there. New music. Again, I don't remember anyone saying that they needed it, but here it is. Paimon missions. A lot of people miss out on these. So if you go talk to Paimon like every day, sometimes he gives you quests that literally lead to rewards. Sometimes they don't, or at least not that we've seen, that I've seen. Sometimes I'll do the little quest for him and nothing shows up. Just I did a little thing. Other times it's like, oh, here's some Stellar Jade. So now it's saying some new Paimon missions have been added also to this update, and they follow up to go with the rewards obtained for completing Pom Pom missions are now shown. So maybe some of those missions I was doing from before that didn't look like it actually gave any rewards. Well, it looks like they may have. Adding new light cones is whatever. I mean, it's part of the game. It's like adding new characters. And as many content creators will complain and say, for gacha games especially, adding new characters and weapons is not adding content. It's just adding more ways for you to make money. We want content to incentivize us to give you more money. So of course we're going to get our new characters. This is how they make their money. For those who don't know, by the way, the light cone banners are a little more generous than I originally thought. So not only for people who don't know the pity systems, the pity for the standard or for the event banners is every 90 tickets you're guaranteed to get a 5-star. There's a 50% chance it'll be the character on the banner and a 50% chance it'll be from the standard banner. If you lose your 50-50, then you're guaranteed your next character will be the event banner character, and this lays over to other banners. The light cone banners have a pity of 80 instead, and instead of being a 50-50 to get the light cone that's on rate up, it's a 75-25. And for those who played Genshin, where you had to lose the weapon banner twice to be able to get the guaranteed, not in this game. You lose it once, then you get the guaranteed. So while light cone banners are obviously far less popular than new characters, for those who have been on the fence about it, your odds are just slightly better than they are in games like Genshin Impact. And let's see. I think that is about everything. Yeah, that's everything. So right here, again, CatWithBlueHat, all one word. I have not hit subscribe yet. There we go. Let's fix that. So there you go. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment here. Definitely, if you like the video and you don't want to do that here, at least go over there and do that for them. This video is fantastic. They have other fantastic videos, even about lore and stuff like that. So if you're interested, by all means, go check them out. Otherwise, guys, I hope you guys are really enjoying 1.1. I am so far. Till next time, DravenVerse out.